So, in the news today, we have a West Virginia state legislator, Elliot Pritt, who has been arrested for enticing a minor on Roblox. Now, Roblox is a gaming platform that they're having, or at least they had, a legal issue. The president or owner of Roblox was allowing child predators to do what they do and entice minors. They were on the platform with a bunch of kids, and they thought it's like fishing in a barrel. However, this state legislator from West Virginia, Elliot Pritt, he was also a school teacher. Okay, but that's not the biggest news. The biggest news is that he is a Republican. It just seems to me, okay, and this should be self explanatory when I say it. While not every Republican is a child predator or predator, it sure seems like every child predator or pedo is a Republican. I mean, that's kind of the direction it's been going. But anyway, another subject. I've been watching several different hearings, okay, in D.C., and these are Trump officials, nominees, Todd Blanche being the nominee. But it just seems to me like they all have one thing in common, all of these Trump officials and nominees, and that is they don't want to answer any questions. You know, they get asked if the 2020 election was stolen, and the only answer they provide is Joe Biden was certified as a president. That's pretty much it, because we don't want to do anything to piss off the dear leader, because all these people seem to think that if they hitch their wagons to Trump, it'll be smooth sailing. When if they were any kind of student of history at all, I mean, even just a novice, they would know that things don't turn out well for people that hook their wagons to Trump, especially lawyers. They don't. I mean, how many of the lawyers that Trump has hired or whatever, how many have been disbarred? Let's see, Rudy Giuliani, um, I think Sidney Powell, and there's uh, Elise Stefanik. I think that's her name. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Uh, what's his name? Clark. Um, but you see where I'm going with it. I don't think it's no, it's not Lee Stefanik. She's from New York, so that is wrong. That is totally wrong. Um, Jenna Ellis. I think it's Jenna Ellis. Anyway, lawyers that get hooked up with Trump end up getting disbarred. That's what happens. They lose their license. They lose their ability to practice law. Something that they spend a lot of time, money, and effort to do. Because you got to go to college, you got to go to law school, you've got to be pre-law, and you got to pass a bar exam. So there's a lot of steps. There's a lot of time that goes into trying to be a lawyer, and a lot of money. And these people will not be able to practice law again. And, of course, now we have, or not now, but still have the issue with Mitch McConnell, who has not been seen or heard from other than a still photo in, what is it, 38 days? I think there was two still photos, but one was superimposed with Lindsey Graham in the place of Elaine Chao, his wife. So nobody's seen or heard anything from Mitch McConnell. Personally, I think the man is dead. Okay, because all of the different film clips, all of the different news clips that I've seen about people that are covering this story that are outside of the George Washington University hospital where Mitch is supposedly staying, um, nobody is going to visit this man. And one of the things you would think is that he obviously has friends in the Senate and friends that are not in the Senate, and even his staffers would be going to visit him if he was alive and well and able to speak. They would be holding meetings and talking about the Senate business, but they're not. There's been people that have said that they have had phone conversations with Senator McConnell, but that's the extent. Okay. So, my own personal feeling is that the man is deceased. And if he is still in that hospital, he is in a drawer in the hospital morgue. My opinion. And then we have all of these Republicans that once they get involved in the Senate or as a representative, they all have to toe the company line. You know, anti gay, anti trans, just anti people. And the only people that they serve are their corporate masters, which is really sad, but it just goes to show you just how much a lot of these people, elected officials, don't care. They don't care about their constituents at all. They use their constituents to get elected, which is sad because when you run for these positions, you are running to be a public servant. In other words, you serve the public, you serve the people in your state, in your districts. That's what you do. But they're not doing it. It's like, oh, I got what I wanted out of you, so piss off. You voted for me? Oh, great. Well, now fuck off. That's how it appears to me. And of course, we have their, as I said, corporate masters, their billionaire bosses, people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and oh, what is his name? Ellis. Ellison. Peter Ellison? I don't know. Anyway, he's another rich bastard. Okay? That's what these people are. They're rich bastards. And it's all they're trying to do is enrich themselves. Okay? They don't care about anything other than themselves and their bank accounts getting fatter and bigger and bigger and fatter. That's what they care about. And the other thing is, and this should piss everybody off, especially if you're on the right. If you are a far right wing nut, okay, this should really piss you off because these people, they think you're stupid. They do. And because you keep voting for them and because you keep allowing yourself to be scared shitless by these people, your elected officials who work for these billionaire people, okay, they're scaring the shit out of you. and you keep allowing them to do it. That's what you're doing. You're not proving them wrong. This is sad. This is why we have the vote in this country. Okay? You know, they're making their backroom deals. They're on their private jets, and how can we fuck the common person over again today, those dumb motherfuckers? That's what they're saying. They don't care about you. They never have, and they never will. Stop voting for them. Stop thinking that you are going to be one of them, because you're not. Even if you did have a ton of money, you'd never be one of them. If you won the lottery tomorrow, they would never accept you into their club. Because to them, you're just a piece of shit with money. But you know, that's what they are. That's what they are. They're pieces of shit with money. They just had it longer. They grew up with it. Anyway, that is my rant and my opinion. If you like what I have to say, hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all of those things that help out the creator, that would be me, and the algorithm, that would be the innards of the internet. Anyway, I'm going to end this now, and my internet friends, please do me this favor and take care of yourselves wherever you are.